please go ahead with questions.
Hey, Amir, it's David Hope with TigerNet. What happened there in the second half? It looked like maybe with about 9 minutes to play, they really turned up that defensive intensity and made it hard for you guys to get shots.
First off, hats off to Miami. They play, like you said, they play really well. And down the stretch, they performed their best. But I just think, we kind of got sped up a little bit and let their pressure bother us and take us out of our offense. Now, in situations like that, you get frustrated, you have mental lapses, and you start to make mistake after mistake. And I think that was just the theme of our game late down the stretch, was just making mistakes. The pressure really wasn't bothering us too much, but we let it get to us mentally, and then we just started messing up from there.
Hey, Amir, it's Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. I know y'all were hitting a lot of threes in the first half, but are you surprised by by how lopsided the scoring was in the paint today?
No, honestly not. We didn't, step up to the challenge and guard them one-on-one. And that's as simple it is. We got to be a lot tougher in that area. And when it comes to guarding a man, you're on the island, we just got to do a better job of staying in front, keeping them out the paint. With smaller guards, a lot of teams are going to try to shoot over us. And we let that happen a little bit too much today.
It's David again. I kind of felt like that last play, that last offensive set for you guys would maybe run through you. Was the play supposed to come to you, or was that designed for Nick?
I don't think it was exactly. It was supposed to be out of a drive and kick situation, but Nick thought he had a shot, and he took it. And that's just really about it. I don't think it was designed for me specifically, but, Nick got a pretty good look, coming off that screen. He thought he had a good shot, so he took it. So, the rest.
Dick Cox with Cox Sports Broadcasting and Lindy Sports. You had two close games. You defeated them earlier this year. What did they try to do different in the third game today?
Just turn up the pressure. I noticed it a lot, a lot more physicality, bumping, and trying to deny passes and just bother us a little bit. And I think it definitely affected us in our offense. And even on defense, they were just as physical. So I think, they did an unbelievable job of doing that, on the defensive side, just trying to bother us and shake up our offense a little bit more than they did the first two games.
Amir, it looked like that last play, it looked like Trap was looking for you at half court to try to make a buzzer beater three. Was that the case, and how often do y'all practice that?
We practiced that a little bit. I think that's a play we just put in recently, but he threw a pretty good pass. I just got to go get that and, finish the play and execute it. I just let it get through my hands.
Any more questions for Amir?
Amir, so despite the loss, you guys were really effective from three, shooting 52%. How can you carry this momentum into March Madness in the tournament?
It's definitely going to be a lot of momentum for us. We just got to regroup and get back on our feet and figure out what's going on with our defense, I think. And the offense is fine. We're just having too many mental lapses on defense, and we just got to come together as a team and figure it out how to get back to our defensive roots.
What are your thoughts going to Indianapolis? The tournament this year is going to be new to everybody and kind of in a bubble, all played in that area, though. But, what are your thoughts going on into continued postseason play?
Honestly, just looking forward to improving ourselves. First off, we did not perform well out here today, and that's like the only thing that's on my mind right now. I'm not really looking at Indianapolis as of right now, but I definitely think going into that week, we definitely got to, refocus and figure out what's the problem on defense and just, focus on that and just try to make improvements. But we're definitely excited to go there, to say the least, and we're looking forward to our matchup come Sunday.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Amir.
Okay, everybody, we have head coach Brad Brownell.
Yeah, just congratulate Miami. Their kids, they played great. Those guards are a handful. They can really, they're great shot makers. And, we had a lot of trouble guarding them. Their field goal percentages were outstanding. You don't see guards very often that combine to shoot, whatever, over 50%, especially on a lot of pull-ups. That's the shot that most people in the game don't want you to take. But they've got guys that have size and athleticism and Wong and McGusty they were a real handful for us defensively. And then offensively, you know, I thought we moved it well. I thought we shot it well, especially from the perimeter. But again, we've had some issues with turnovers in this year during the season, and in a low possession game, you know, that's a major problem. We had 15 turnovers, and that's just hard to overcome. Miami's a good team. They've got really good players. They don't have a lot of players, but the 6-7 guys they play, their starting five is a handful. And you know, we've played those guys 3 times this year and beat them on a 1 possession game down there, won about a 4 possession game at home, and then, you know, lost on a 1 possession game here. So I'm sure if we played them 10 times, they'd all come down to that. And they just were able to play a little bit better than we were today. Disappointing. Questions?
Coach Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. You were able to get the 2 big steals in the last 30 seconds. Were you happy with the look that you got for Honor, the short jumper?
Yeah. You know, their guys were making a heck of a lot more shots that were difficult than that. And, you know, at the end of the day, it didn't go in. That's basketball. Nick's the same guy that made a 25-footer at the buzzer to beat Georgia Tech. I mean, I'd take that shot every day. You know, we had a nice little slip action, got him the ball in space, had some options if he didn't like what he saw. He took it to 8 or 10 feet and missed it. I mean, that's, you know, it's a good look, but it didn't go. And obviously that's not what cost us. We had some other possessions that were poor. We panicked just a little bit at times midway through the second half. But yeah, that was, you know, pretty good. And we executed late defensively with some trapping and some things to give us an opportunity when we got behind.
Brad, this is Matt. Is it a little easier to take when you guys know that you're in a good spot as far as the NCAA tournament, and how do you get those guys to regroup?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because it is easier from the standpoint of, you know, the NCAA tournament's the reward for your whole season. And it's been a heck of a season. Our guys have accomplished a lot so far. We obviously have, you know, bigger goals in front of us. We wanted to do better here. We thought if we could, you know, just get a win and get some momentum, we're looking forward to the next game. But so, yeah, we're still disappointed because we want to play well here. We want to do better. But, yeah, are we excited about Indianapolis and the NCAA tournament? Yes. Are we excited right now? No. But tomorrow when we wake up and we know that, you know, looks like we're going to be in, that's awesome. And we get a couple of days to regroup and try to get ourselves ready to go, find out what's next, and we'll be excited and ready to roll when that opportunity presents itself.
Brad, this is Dick Cox with Indy Sports and Cox Sports Broadcasting. You're going into uncharted waters now that they've never played the NCAA tournament in a bubble and this situation. What are your thoughts on that of going into kind of an unexpected situation?
Well, it's the same for everybody. So that's just what it is. And we've had weird games all year. It's crazy playing in the ACC tournament with not too many folks up there and no bands and, you know, all the pageantry that comes with it. So that part of it is, you know, the part that is unfortunate is I've been to, you know, some NCAA tournaments, and the last time we went, you know, a couple of years back, an incredible experience when you go to your hotel and, you know, your fan base is there and your band's there and everybody's cheering and patting you on the back, and then you win a game and it's unbelievable. You know, you're not going to have any of that. You know, Selection Sunday is going to be quarantined basically with our team. So even that's going to be different. But you still get to say that you're participating and, you know, you get a chance to compete at the highest level against the best teams in the country. And that's enough. You know, there'll be some what ifs, and, you know, I've been through it, so I know what it's like. I feel bad they won't be able to experience all of that this year, but it's still a heck of an honor, and it's a reward for a job well done over the length of, you know, several months.
Brad, this is Larry. Is the possession that maybe stings more than the one where Honor missed the runner, the one off the inbounds that went off of, I guess it went off of Hunter's hands?
Yeah, we had a slip play set up that was open. It was going to be a layup. and Clyde just probably led him a little bit too much, and it went out of bounds. Yeah, that that stings. We tried for a layup play because you're deep, you're behind and you're trying to score quick, and it was open. We didn't pull the trigger the right way. Led him just a little bit too much. Had the layup, and then I'm disappointed Amir didn't catch that last ball in the full court play. We've been practicing it. We had it in our pocket, and be interested to see how he didn't catch that, because I thought it was a decent pass by Clyde. But that's part of basketball. You're trying to execute under pressure. There were plenty of times guys made big plays. We execute our press. We've had a bunch of games all year where we have executed down the stretch and won a bunch of close games, making shots and making really good passes. But yes, that play was one that, was open, and I know Clyde's our best passer that way. He just missed him, but it happens.
Hey, Brad, this is Will. After you got the steal there by Amir, and you got fortunate there by Amir keeping the ball in, did you just call timeout there, just kind of calm everybody down and set it up and explain it out?
Yeah, there's different sides. I've done it all. Sometimes we let them play, and you feel like you like what you see, or maybe there's a broken court or there's a matchup that you see that you just like, let's go attack that matchup. But in that scenario, it was broken. Our guys were kind of, all over the place. You could tell there wasn't a lot of organization and structure, and it was kind of been a panicky situation, anyway, leading up to that with all the other steals and turnovers and the way the game was going. So let's just call timeout, get our team settled, get exactly, what we want. I thought about going inside to Amir, but he really had kind of had a tough day inside. He was struggling and really wasn't against Brooks. It's hard for him to catch it deep enough to make a play. They had done some good things, I thought, within their defense to make it a little harder on him. And so we tried to, use the ball screen slip action. And, again, if we had it again and you told me Nick's going to get a little 8-footer in the lane, we're going to run that again. So it just, didn't go.
Coach,
Brad, this is Matt. Just along those same lines, anything you could point to as far as maybe shooting better from three and kind of struggling more inside today?
Well, there are times that we're, it just hard. I don't know that we have, we don't have a guard like they do that can just kind of go break one off as easily and maybe jump up at 12 feet and shoot over somebody and score. So we really have to kind of create some other kinds of, baskets. Part of why we bring Amir away from the basket and open the basket area up for other things. Certain games, certainly when Amir's got it going, we're going to feed him down in there. It wasn't a game where he had it really going down there. It was harder for whatever reason. He made a couple shots, but, he wasn't a guy that was just scoring as much as he did maybe one of the other times we played him. So that happens. But again, we just kind of try to read situations and see what we can do.
Coach, unusual just to see 11 combined free throws between both teams. What do you make of that? Was it just a pretty clean game?
Yeah, both teams pride themselves on not fouling a lot. So I think both teams are pretty disciplined, and they're disciplined defensively. And it was a well officiated game, even on both sides. I would have liked to have gotten a 5-second call on that out BOB. I'm going to count that off. But other than that, I thought the officials did a really good job, and let the kids play. And there's always going to be contact on a few plays, but by and large, the game was clean. Both teams, I think, they're not, out there playing haphazardly. There's pretty good defensive discipline on both teams' part, and that's why there weren't as many free throws.
Probably have time for one or two more.
Hey, Coach. So in your opening statement, you mentioned that their guards are really effective at getting to the basket and scoring, and in particular, Isaiah Wong. And in the 2 games before this, he was their leading scorer. So what was your game plan in trying to stop him, and why wasn't it as effective as you once thought?
Our game plan to stop him was just guard him well and make him take some tough shots. And he made a lot of tough shots. I don't think he got to the basket as much as you think he did. I think he made guarded shots, and he has some size over us. It's hard. You you can't just put Clyde on him, and then who's, then if you're going to play Al or Nick, then they got to guard McGusty, and McGusty can do the same thing. So the fact that they've got multiple guys that can do that makes it hard. And again, we're just try to keep them out of the paint, make them shoot a contested shot. It wasn't as effective as we'd like it to be, and then give those guys credit for making shots. And then, Anthony Walker had a good game. He hit a couple threes and was 6 for 12. So, I mean, it was just one of those games where we did create some turnovers. They had 13 turnovers, but we had 15, which is too many in a low possession back and forth game. And give their kids credit. They jumped up and made some shots.
Any more questions?
Hey, Coach, it's David. You get another pause after 2 COVID pauses. Now it's either 8 or 9 days. How do you keep everybody sharp? Kind of what's your plan during this next lull?
Yeah, it's funny. I thought about it. I would have liked to have won a couple just to stay here longer and keep us a little isolated, keep us practicing, keep us playing, keep us sharp, keep us executing. I got to go back and think about it. We're going to take a couple days initially just to, physically, because there are a lot of guys. Clyde's knee was really bothering me. Took him out of the game early. He really had a hard time in the first half. Couldn't really get his knee loose. It doesn't happen very often. It's probably happened 3 or 4 games this year, excuse me. We just have had a lot of guys log a lot of minutes, and just so we'll kind of refresh that way. Then we'll look at what we're doing and try to figure out some things to do a little bit better. If there's anything we need to change or, enhance leading into the tournament, but it's going to be on us quick. Selection Sunday is right around the corner, and we'll be traveling. So there'll be a bunch of things that we got to get in place for that as well. So we'll be busy, but we're going to, learn from this film too, as well.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.